Hi, I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. Now, of late, everyone's been talking about this whole Superman secret identity thing being revealed in the comic books, or the upcoming story that'll be written by Brian Michael Bendis, where Superman will reveal his identity to the world, that he's really Clark Kent, or Clark Kent and Superman are one and the same. Obviously, this is a big deal. Everyone's kind of, up in arms on social media, on our comments, on our website about what this means for the comic books. A lot of people are just dismissing it offhand, saying they won't be reading it, that Bendis has ruined Superman, and that they're just, that's it. They're done. They're not going to read Superman comic books anymore because of this storyline. I get it. This is a massive change in the Superman storyline. This is a massive deal breaker for some people, and I get that. I understand that, once you open this can of worms, that you can't really put them all back in, so to speak. It's not something that you can undo unless you reboot the storyline, you set things, clean the slate, wipe the slate clean, Mr. Mix's Pitlick, something like that, which, that's my point. This is where I'm coming from. Things of this kind have been done before. We've had the death of Superman. We've had storylines before where they've, he's decided he's not going to be Clark Kent anymore. We've had Superman deciding that he's going to rule the world, that he's going to be president, that he's going to be a dictator, there's going to be whatever. There's been storylines that have been massive, that have totally, completely changed Superman's story, the way he goes, the arc of the character. And yet we've been through all those. There's even been different powers, the electric blue thing, lasted for 12 months. People were saying, that's it, that's the end of Superman, So we've been through it all before, is my point. There have been storylines where they've changed something very fundamental about the character, and people have back then said, you can't do this, this is who Superman is. You can't change his powers. You can't change his marital status. You can't change the fact that he's a father, or that he's single, or that he's got these powers, or that his uniform looks like this, that his suit is this color. They've changed so many different aspects of the character over the years for a story. And yet they've always either gone back to something that's fundamentally the same, or what we traditionally recognize as a character. So this is no different. Some people are saying that this is the end for them, that they're not reading Superman comic books, as I said. And I get that. If you're upset by this storyline, that's fair enough. Even if you haven't read it yet, you just kind of don't like the idea. Fair enough. But my point is, it's not the end. It'll happen again and again and again over time. They'll reset things, they'll do new storylines. And you know what? Bendis is right. They really haven't done, even though people saying they just recently did this in the New 52, where Lois outed Superman and told the world that Superman and Clark Kent were the same. This is a different take. This is Superman doing it himself, deciding for himself that he wants to reveal his identity for whatever reason. I'm not sure where it's coming from. There are different aspects to what's currently going on where it will benefit him. At the moment, Lois is being touted as being, a loose woman, if you like. She's been seen as having an affair with Superman when people know she's married to Clark Kent. So obviously this will free her from that side of things, because they're one and the same person. So that will help her reputation, so to speak. That's one angle. However else it's going to play out, I'm not sure. But the fact is, there are other story elements to this. What does it mean for Perry White and Jimmy Olsen? How will that affect them? How will it affect Clark's work at the Daily Planet? There are other aspects that aren't there. Jonathan and Martha Kent are not alive in this continuity. So the whole idea of Superman having a secret identity for many people, and the character has explained this himself, is to protect those closest to him in his personal life. At the moment, those people, other than the staff at the Daily Planet, which I'm sure will be a storyline that we'll get into, really only at the moment it's Lois Lane, his wife, who is always and has always been in danger regardless of whether Superman has been around or not. That's her personality. She goes after the story regardless. Yes, she's been saved by Superman many times, but it's not going to change who she is. Jonn, their son, is off in the 31st century with the Legion of Superheroes, so they've kind of got him out of the way, so it's not really going to affect him. As I said, Martha and Jonathan, not alive in this continuity, so his adoptive parents are not going to be in any danger in this situation. So really, there isn't much downside to the who is protecting side of the reason for having a secret identity. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what it means, as I said, for Perry White, Jimmy Olsen, the staff of the Daily Planet, what it means for the Justice League characters that he's friends with, Wonder Woman, Batman, what it means for them as people start asking for them to reveal who their secret identities are. There are different story elements that can come out of this whole idea. But my point is, it's not going to last forever. Somewhere down the track, as DCs want to do, whether it be through a storyline that's just involves Superman, things can be reset. As I said, Mixis Pitalik, some kind of a reboot, whether it's company-wide or not. DC Universe, Didio, Lee, all these guys, are not adverse to, resetting things. And it's been done before. As I said, the superpowers have changed. Superman's died and come back. It's temporary. How long? Who knows? It could be a year, it could be a couple of years, it could be with Bendis, it could be 5 years. We just don't know how long these stories can stretch out for. But my point is, it won't last forever. The status quo will return eventually. I say, let's check out what the stories are like, see what the ramifications for something like this are, and go along for the ride. If that's not up for you, something you don't want to do, that's up to you. You can probably collect them in trade down the track and check them out if you want to. See what fans are thinking online, their reviews, their discussions on social media, on our website. But my point is, it's not the end of the world.